Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wealth Self Podcast. I'm Nicole,
And I'm Coach.
and we are so happy to have with us today All Marie Coote. Say hi, All Marie.
Hi, everyone. Hi, John. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
Hi, sister. How you doing?
All Marie is our dear, dear friend and loctician. All Marie takes care of our tresses. We love All Marie, and she has been a good, dear friend to us, and is so knowledgeable about hair. And so today we wanted to bring All Marie in to talk to us about the wellness dimension of our physical wellness, our emotional wellness, our cultural wellness, our spiritual wellness, and all of that through our hair. So, All Marie has been in business as a loctician since 2019. She is a licensed cosmetologist here in Palm Beach County, Florida, and in West Palm Beach. She has a business, All Loves Locks. So, thank you, Anne Marie, for doing the show with us today.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me. And John, thank you guys.
We are so excited about this because hair is just so interesting. Like, it is such a huge part of our preparation for the day. What we do with our hair is huge, and hair is tied to so many things in how we view ourselves, how we view our wellness. There's so much that can be determined by what our hair is doing. And so we wanted to talk like all things hair with you today, and wanted to get an understanding of what it is about working with people's hair that you love, and what's important for us to know about our hair. And this isn't just for our hair types of Black and brown people, but this episode that we're doing today is all about different hair types and just the basics, right? That's what we want to talk about today. So, Anne Marie has been doing hair. You've been doing hair like all your life, right? Like,
Yes,
when were you not doing hair?
I can't remember when I haven't. I my first experience with hair is probably similar to a lot of people experience at home. Mom, grandma, auntie, and sometimes if you have a dear an uncle or a dad, because my dad gave me some plaits one day, and boy, they were standing up. Yeah, so we all have
We
hair
did our
tools.
best. We did our best. We did our best.
I appreciated it. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened between my mom and him, but it was their business. All I know, my mom got mad. She left, and we had school the next morning. He got up in the morning. He didn't know what the hell to do with us. He did his best.
Yes,
That's
he did the
all
My
the
best.
sister
men
and I,
that
he
try. You
did.
know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
hats off to
I
any
mean,
man who tries to do hair.
we wore it to school, and my grandmother was there when we got home, because when I just came here from the island, we used to live with my grandmother. It was all of us in this big house in Brooklyn, New York. So when we got home from school, my grandmother saw my sister and I plaits, and she felt so sorry for us going to school like that. So she asked one of my aunts to fix our hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my mom eventually did come back. She was just upset. I think she just wanted to teach him a lesson to make him
That was a
see
hard
it's not
lesson
that
there.
easy.
It is
Ooh,
not
that's a hard
that
lesson.
easy to
Mm-mm.
do hair. It is hair is such a time consuming
Yes, it is.
thing when it comes to the lives of most females. We
Yes.
spend a lot of time, and also not leaving men out. Men spend a lot of
Yeah.
time figuring out their hair too. Like I was thinking about it today, like how many hairdressers I've had, and thinking about too, just in the time that John and I have been together, how many barbers he's had.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not an easy thing.
Mm-hmm.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say anything about your barbers.
No, I mean barbers are good. Barbers are good, but men, I feel we're picky over our hair. But from like a teenager, when I used to braid like the boys here in the neighborhood and stuff like that, some of them was even more detailed than the women. They wanted their
Yes.
braids a certain way,
Yes.
and
Yes. Even if we didn't have the hair for it.
I had this one client I remember so well. That's when I was working at the salon Zoadi 2 Natural Hair Spa in New York there. His name was Omar. I remember he used to sketch what he wanted me to do, and I would have to look at the paper and figure it out. Yeah, I he used
Oh,
to, yeah, and I used to create those whatever he it took a while, but I mean, I appreciated him for it because it showed me what I'm capable of doing.
amen.
Yes.
Shout out to Omar.
Hmm.
Shout out to Omar. So
Shout
you,
out to Omar.
so Anne Marie is a hair stylist and a hair artist, truly. And you've been doing hair back to New York. Did you start with your that day that your grandmother had to do your hair? Did you
No.
realize, okay, I need to, I need to do something
So
here?
I when I started doing hair, I used to braid the grass back home. That's where I learned how because my mom, moms is always the first person to comb your hair, groom it. And the way my mom was, she also used to do her hair. Like, I mean, she used to make sure she was well put together. So I used to watch her. And this is just coming from memories of when I was young, 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 like about probably maybe 3, 4. It's blurry. But I remember her always doing her hair, doing our hair because she took pride in us. Her girls and
Yes.
her son too. She would make
Yes.
sure that we were well groomed, hear every single thing because her saying was always that we are a representation of her and how we look, people is going to judge her based on that.
Correct.
Yeah. So, anyways, I used to watch and then I would go and groom the grass outside, braiding the grass, twisting the grass, everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, moving forward now, when we got to the US, I met my Aunt Marcia. She did here. Oh my goodness. Who told us to be around her? So I started watching her. She would weave my mom here, her sisters here, doing their hair, doing our hair. So I used to collect the leftover pieces and I would hide them. They never knew I was collecting them. So my very first client was my doll, my Barbie doll.
Come on.
That was my very
Absolutely.
first client.
A lot of women start there.
Yeah, of course. I like my dolls. So I would braid the doll hair and then the extensions, I started braiding in, doing box braids on the doll. And then I had some tracks. So I misunderstood that assignment. I'm gonna be honest because I thought that I was supposed to sew the tracks to the scalp. So me putting the needle through the doll rubber head. And then I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, it's flat because they always tell you you have to make the tracks as flat as possible. I'm like, okay, I
Right.
did
Wow.
good. I did good. I did good. Telling myself. And of course,
Right.
yeah, the dolls back then, their hair was plastic. So here I am. I take the curling iron now, saying I'm mimicking what I see my aunt doing. That wasn't a nice
Right.
thing. It wasn't a nice combination.
You live and you learn.
Yeah, so I held off on doing the weave thing for a little while because that was too much trauma for me.
I can
Because it
imagine.
melted the hair. And so I
I
started sticking
know.
to braids. So the first time when everyone realized I can do hair, I was 10. No, I was 9. Because it was a little
Nice.
bit before my 10th birthday. my mom had just relaxed my hair, which I didn't like relaxes. I still don't like them. Because of the burning and stuff like that. I think that's cruelty. So I remember she just finished relaxing my hair, and then the next day, of course, I decided my birthday is coming up. I do not want loose hair, so I'm going to braid. I wanted braids. So I braid my entire head. Of course, they weren't tight enough. Some of them was slipping, but it's okay. I did the best I can do. So,
You did it.
Get
yeah.
it. You did
So,
it.
when my mom got home, she's like, "What did you do?" Because back then, I didn't know that after you get a relaxer, you're not supposed to really braid your hair. You got to be careful about getting it wet. Didn't know. So she got mad at me. But then she called my aunt. My aunt came over, looked at my hair. She was like, "But she did so good." And she said,
Ah,
The support.
"Yes."
The
yes.
support.
She's like,
Yes.
"It could
Great
be a
job,
little bit
Auntie.
tighter though," but she did her thing. So, anyways, they left me with it.
Yes.
And ever since then, I can honestly say that when it came to my gift, because it is a gift that I have, when it
Yes, it
came to
is.
that, I did have all the right people around me to help nurture it. I always tell myself
Mm,
anything that I don't do is because I'm not interested in it. But
right.
if I put my mind to it when it comes to here, I can achieve it and get it done.
Oh, wow.
What a powerful way to think about it. You have more of like a hair ministry, really,
Yes.
and we have talked and talked and talked during our sessions about what it is you bring to the cosmetology world
Mhm.
and in terms of hair and your specialty of locks and natural hair, and it has really been powerful to watch you blossom and grow into that even more so over the last few years.
Mhm.
What is it that sets you apart as a hairstylist, a hair magician, truly? What is it that sets you and your shop and your services apart?
Um, the connection, when I say connection, the people that God has divinely placed there.
Mm,
Each and every one of us have something. I want to say that we're called to do this because that's at the end of the day, that's the truth about what it is. We're called to do it, so we're doing it at a different angle. We're doing it, nobody is perfect though, right? But we're doing
right.
it at an angle where we want to show people, hey, you have to learn to appreciate what you came here with, the hair that's on
Mm,
your head,
mm,
because your hair is an extension of you.
yes.
It really is. um so the ladies that are there and myself too, we teach, we educate our clients because this is real important for us to really understand what our hair really is. We express ourselves through it. We do a lot of things through our hair. Um, when we don't take care of it and the thinning start coming in as time, with age or health too, it does something to our self-esteem
Mm,
when it start going. And
yes.
Truly,
let's talk about self-esteem. When we go and we get our hair done, we feel amazing.
truly.
It's a healing session. It really,
Yes.
really is. And what me and my goddesses, because that's what I call them, what we're trying to do is bring back the sentimentalness of hair.
Mm,
Mm,
Because
preach.
we have lost it. A lot of us say that, oh, it's just hair. For me, because I can only speak for myself, it's more than hair.
Yes. It's more than hair for me
It
too.
because when you see it going, you have tears in your eye.
Mm.
I hear a lot of older ladies, and this is something that I've been hearing from because I grew up in the salon setting as well. This is something I've been hearing since I was a little girl. Ladies coming in tears. Oh, my hair
Mm.
used to be so thick and so healthy and so nice. But we forget to ask ourselves, what did I do for it to be this way? Was I putting in the right nutrients in my body? Because sometimes when we lack nutrients, it affects our hair.
Yes.
And that's the first place it's going to show because hair is also our protection. It's also our warning. It's an alert that's telling us that something is going on within and that we should go
Mm.
sit and talk to our doctor. Um, Hormonal
Yes.
changes
So
in women. Yeah.
it
Hormonal
sounds like
changes.
sometimes we're missing things
We are.
then.
We're missing a lot of things. Of course, a lot of things we've been trying to figure it out each generation as it goes along. That's why to me each generation should be getting better and better because the elders, they've been through the experience and the elders they're teaching, but are we really listening?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
believe we are. When it comes to that. So there are so many different ways where you can still wear all the fancy hairstyles that you want to wear, but you can do it and still nurture your hair and make sure that it's healthy and make sure you're paying attention. So if you're always doing the braids, if you're always doing the tracks and you don't get a moment to actually look at your scalp and do a scalp analysis on yourself, you can't see where your hair is naturally starting to thin so you can mention it to your
Mm.
doctor. You won't know the difference between something that's happening health wise or if it's something that you're doing because tension, the traction caused traction hair loss. Then you have from the chemical, you have the scar in hair loss. So there's different types. So if we're not really watching and paying attention, we won't know and we won't know what's happening within ourselves.
I want to come back to it because we talk in our community, we talk a lot about protective styles, and
Yes.
I want to come back to that what you just said because that is I wonder if that's like a misconception sometimes that we're protecting our hair, but are we really doing that? But you just said something that made me think of my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
One of the only one of the pieces of advice that I remember from her is her saying that our hair is our beauty, it's our glory, it's our
Mm-hmm.
crown,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And it is something that I believe our elders try to point us toward
Mm-hmm.
the importance of caring for our hair, being aware of
Mm-hmm.
what is happening with our hair and how our hair is connected to our wellness overall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that has, if hair is not something that you have access to, if anyone listening, if they're in that some stages of hair
Mm-hmm.
loss or
Mm-hmm.
hair receding or dealing with um, learning more about alopecia
Mm-hmm.
over the last couple of years where your hair your body thinks your hair sees
Mm-hmm.
your hair as an infection. It is,
Mm-hmm.
you know that's not necessarily who we're speaking to. We understand that, but if you are able to grow hair and use your hair as a sign, it is something that we should pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. We should pay attention to it.
Can we talk about different basics of hair? Let's talk about what hair truly is. And you have provided us with extensive notes, Marie, and I just thank you for all of the knowledge. You mentioned education. And that is something that I feel that I have gained so much of coming to your shop is an education about my hair. Can you talk to us about what hair truly is? And this is not just in our culture, just what is hair?
Okay. So hair is a collection of thin hardened protein that grows from the follicle in the skin, primarily on the scalp. So hair is basically made up of dead keratinized cells, and it has three layers: the cuticle, cortex, and the medulla. We can go into breaking it down, the layers of the hair. So you have the cuticle, the is the outer layer of the hair. It's made up of the overlapping transparent cell resembling roof shingles, like how they lay the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that is.
John's not John in his construction. He's like, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
roof shit,
so
roof
it
shingles.
actually the cuticle, it actually helped protect the hair from the sun damage, heat, UV rays, the sun, and also styling the cuticle, right? And then you have the cortex, which is the middle layer of the hair, and it's the thickest layer. It has keratin protein as well, for strength, and it has the color, the melanin that we produce is in the cortex of the hair.
Hair.
Yeah, and then the medulla is the inner layer of the hair. It's normally absent in very fine hair.
Mm.
And water, when water hits the hair, it actually opens up your cuticle, that way that everything can get into it that needs to get into it. Like
So that's
the
swollen,
shampoo
maybe.
and all of that. Yeah. And then to close it, because the pH of the hair is 4.5 to 4.5 to 5.5. So what it does is that when you use a neutralizer or the conditioner, it seals back the hair from the water opening it.
Wait,
So
what's a neutralizer?
a neutralizer is a shampoo. You
Oh,
It's a
okay, okay, okay.
neutralizing shampoo, or they have the clarifying shampoo as well. But the clarifying shampoo, what that does, it breaks down all the buildup on the hair that's inside and outside as well. Like the products that we use, the oil. So, and it's always good, because I believe I talk to you about this all the time at the shop. It's always good to make sure that your first wash is a clarifying shampoo.
Okay.
And then you want to add a hydration or a moisturizing shampoo.
And that is for any hair type.
Any hair type whatsoever. Us that have the locks, we should, our main thing should be, the first wash should actually be the clarifying, to help break down some of the gel and stuff, because we use a lot to hold it and keep it in place, actually. Because when you're thinking about, when after we shampoo the hair and we add a conditioner, because the conditioner actually also seals back the cuticle as well. So
Mm.
after you finish doing all of that, and I bring you to the chair, dry you out, add the moisturizer to your hair, or leave-in conditioner, and then I use the oil to seal it back. Then when I'm styling it, the gel, that's technically it is a lot. It's a lot of layers. But also those layers do protect your hair. You don't want it to be dried out, because if your hair gets too dry, it comes with breakage, the split ends, and
Mhm.
all of that. Yeah.
Now, can I ask you about shampoo? Like, how much should be we be I don't want to break it down to money, but like you can buy shampoo from a couple of bucks to like, you could really go in on
Mhm.
how much you spend on shampoo.
Yeah, it's
Wait, what do when I'm going to the store and buying shampoo, do I need to be buying shampoo from my grocery store? Should I be buying shampoo from a specialty place? Like, should I special order shampoo? What's the best method?
the best method is your hairstylist, because some hairstylists, they do have products that they do carry where you can get, and those are normally professional products. However, the beauty supply store, some of them do carry professional products. You have Sally's as well. Sally's is open to the public, and they have professional shampoo in there. I would say too, when it comes to shampoo or any products that we use on our hair or skin, always read the ingredients, because some ingredients are harmful. And it's always good to take the time out. And when it comes to shampoo as well, we have to know our hair types.
Hmm.
it's very, very important, because what works for me is not going to work for you, because our hair type is different.
Right.
Our hair absorb things differently, so we should actually know the type of hair we have and how our hair operates. That way we choose the best product for our hair.
I just love it because when you talk about the layers of the hair, it just reminds me of the layers of plants.
Hmm.
So each layer of a plant serves a different purpose. The same thing you was going through with the cortex, cuticle, and the different stages of the hair. And I like that because with my health journey, I look at things morely from a plant standpoint that we all
Hmm.
connected into that realm of the strength and taking care of that plant would tell you something is wrong by the leaves. Same
Hmm.
thing, our hair telling us something is wrong by the thinning or the breaking of it.
Hmm.
So I really appreciate you breaking this down to this level
Hmm.
because knowing what our hair is going through helps us know ourselves even better. This is
Yes, it
why
does.
paying attention to yourself, getting educated about your hair, getting educated and following your true path, because we have been following paths that has not been true to us.
Yes, yes.
Even if we go back to hair back in the 1920s and 30s
Hmm.
of people of color going with these different types of chemicals, relaxing the hair, straightening the
To
hair and
fit into
everything
society.
to
Hmm.
fit into society.
Hmm.
And a lot of times it pulls us away from being who we truly are
Yes.
because we are trying to imitate or be accepted by this certain group that
Hmm.
does not want to understand us in whole. So
Hmm.
I'm just really enjoying the meal that you're laying on the table because knowing your hair, how to treat your hair is very important. I'm a living witness. My hair is
Hmm.
longer than it ever been
Hmm.
because of
Yeah.
your care
Yes.
and your teaching. Because it's one thing to let somebody take care of your hair, but it's also beautiful when somebody helps you understand, so you can learn for yourself and
Yeah.
continue to grow. And that's one thing I really admire about you, and I thank you. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
wow, Jesus.
Hmm.
It's really interesting to hear how important our hair is
Hmm.
to each of us in different ways.
Hmm.
I agree with John. This is the longest that my hair has ever been. And it has to do a lot with what we have learned and gathered over the last few years.
Hmm.
And at the same time, watching and understanding what my hair is trying to do
Hmm.
and what it can and can't do as a result of relaxers,
Hmm.
braiding and things that I have put my own hair through
Hmm.
throughout my life.
Hmm.
It's showing in my hair and showing in my scalp. And so mm, it's been really, really interesting to learn more about my hair and myself
Hmm.
over the last few years and what my body can do. You've talked about hair type,
Hmm.
and you referenced the Andre Walker hair typing
I
system. Can
did. I
can
did
you talk
reference it.
about that and who Andre Walker is
Okay, let
and
me.
what you know about him? Because I saw that he meant you mentioned his system, and I looked him up, and he was he's got some pretty famous heads that he's worked on.
Yes, yes, he has. I honestly don't know much about his background, or don't recall to memory. I learned about him when I was in hair school in New York a while, like back in 2006, 2007. We learned about his system, and his system, when I learned about it, it was very confusing to me. It didn't matter how much times I went over it. It's actually today it really just everything honestly clicked together. So
Don't
I
you love
have
how
to be
life works?
honest. So it's like it's four categories that's set up, right? So let's talk about in the first one, the straight hair. Or let's go over the types of hair first, which is three types. You have fine hair, you have
Mhm.
medium hair, you have coarse hair.
Right.
So
Hmm.
fine hair is in the A
And
category.
no matter what culture you're talking about,
Yeah, this
fine
is for
hair, medium hair,
everybody.
coarse hair. This is for
Every
everybody.
single body. Not just black, not white, not just purple, everybody. So it's fine, medium, coarse. So the fine hair is very thin and it's delicate and it's straight hair. Then you have the medium, which is textured straight hair and it has a little bit more volume. That's where I believe that I am. And then you have the coarse hair. It's thicker straight hair that may have some natural body. Straight hair tend to always be shiny and sometimes it appears flat. So for that one, you would want to use a lot of volumizing products on that. So that's where it goes back to knowing what your hair is and where you stand. It helps you identify what to get. Um, so now with the straight, you have straight hair, you have wavy hair, you have curly hair, you have coily hair. So we're more between curly and coily. Some of us wavy. The straight hair, I would say when it comes to the Caucasians, when it comes to like the Hispanics, Latinos, even though they fit also in the wavy hair, curly hair category as well. And
Mhm.
then depending on how Hispanic they are, meaning, with their little more melanin that they have in them, some of
Mhm.
them might have tighter curls
Right.
like
Right.
us as well. So the next one would be okay, so type 2 here, wavy here. And I believe that I mentioned like all the different races already. And
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, cuz everybody fits in that. So with the fine hair, my encounter with very fine hair is that I know that it's very fragile. And it's like when you try to, the way you'll see it and you'll know that it's fine hair, sometimes you'll try to put the person hair up and no matter what, you have these little things just flying all over the place because it's
Okay.
it's,
Okay.
it's super it's super fine. And then there's a test that they do with the finger test. Hold on, where is it, where you rub it between the fingers. I believe that is if it don't stick, something like that, that it's fine here. So there's many different ways. With me now, believe I've done it on you with my microscope where I put your hair, I do the scalp. That also let me have an idea of what hair you have, what type of hair too, because I can see
Beautiful.
it, whether it's fine, whether it's medium, whether it's coarse. The coarsest hair I've ever worked with was Chinese. The
Really?
Asian, yeah, their hair is sharp, it's coarse and it's sharp, but it's straight. So sometimes no matter how much you're trying to tame it, it's hard to tame.
Got it.
Very hard. Yeah. I had this one client that came in. The girls have worked on him in the salon too. It's like every time he comes in, it's like you're starting all over again because the lock
Oh
just won't
wow.
stay. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. That's
So,
interesting.
is your hair, I've heard this, and this is a question, is your hair the same throughout your head? Do you have one type of hair all over your head, or is it a difference in type or difference in curl pattern?
There is a difference in curl pattern. Everyone is different, everyone is unique. I have four different patterns. And that's why for this, it took me a long time to understand it because I'm like, okay, this is saying that you're either this, or this. But I'm realizing that it's for everyone. And it's not only that you're this. We have to be honest. We're all mixed breed at this point. So we
Yeah,
have a
for
lot
real.
going on.
We got a
Yes.
lot going on.
We have so much
Data don't
going on.
lie.
So with me, I look and I'm like, okay, I'm between curly and kinky.
Mm.
So and I kind of like the kinky more. I really do. The reason why I kind of like the kinky more is because with the kinky, the curls are a little bit more tighter.
Hmm.
I really like it. So my kinkiest area in my hair, I want to say, is in this. Like towards the front, I have more like a loose kind of curl going on. But cuz my ends, no matter how much you cut your hair, sometimes they open back up. So my ends are starting to open up. So you can actually see my curl pattern. Let me bring it
Hmm.
closer. Where's the camera part? You see that there at the end there?
Yes.
It's
Hmm.
bringing.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. Isn't it so
Yeah, so
interesting?
that's why I always tell people when they say my ends won't lock, I'd be like, some people here it just won't lock. Mine's opened. I cut my hair because remember and I cut it and
Yeah.
it's opening on its own. So hair is gonna
Yeah.
do what it's
I
gonna do.
remember.
It's a part of nature.
I like that.
Mm.
I
It
like
really
that.
is, and it reacts as a plant, just like the plants react. Sometimes you'll have a plant by the window, and wherever the sun is, you'll see that plant leaning more towards it. What makes you think your hair not doing the same thing? It's a part of us. It's the saying that okay, it's dead cells. Yeah, I understand that, but it stores a lot of history in your. I believe it's 7 to 10 or maybe 15 years of history your hair stores, and that's a
Yes.
lot.
Yes. I
So
believe that. Because if you look at um the world, there's a drug test that they would do on your
yeah.
hair follicles that will
Mm-hmm.
read if you have done drugs 10 years ago. So yes, I believe that
Yes,
it has a memory.
it
Yes.
it does. It does. And that's why the spiritual point now. That's why back then, yeah, well, my mom did because with me, I used to go to school and play in everybody else here, and in order for me to play in their hair, they got to be able to play in my hair because I've always been interested in hair.
Wow.
So me going to school every day, I would come home, I got a beating
I
because
bet.
I had everybody and their mother probably in my hair at school, and my mom used to say, "Oh, they're gonna take your hair and they're gonna do things to you." I didn't care. I went back out. I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to get this right. But I never told her what I was doing because I don't know. I don't know why I never told anybody at such a young age that that's what I was interested in until they found out.
It's part of your
Yeah.
journey. That
Yes.
exploration is part
Mhm.
of your journey. You have not been afraid to talk about the importance. I feel like from the minute I met you, you
Mhm.
have been schooling me and John on our hair. And that that tenacity
Mhm.
comes from not being afraid to explore
Mhm.
themes when it
Mhm.
comes to hair, to anybody's
Mhm.
hair. And so
Mhm.
you took the risk for us, my darling, by letting
Mhm.
people play in your hair, even even though you know,
So let me
even
hear you
Everything.
though
put
you
your head in
know,
your hair.
All the time.
because that is
Yeah.
a rule, baby.
That is a
That was a rule
rule.
back then. You remember that rule, right?
Yes, I know that
Yes, we didn't
rule.
grow up
I
in
know
the
that
Don't
same
let
house
any
rule.
and
and
we know that
anybody go in
rule.
your
You
hair
don't let
because
everybody
not
in your hair.
no, no, because people do things and people's spirit and people mind sometimes ain't right.
Mm,
And listen,
mm,
I think some that has been one of the reasons. Again, thinking back at the number of hairdressers I've had,
Mhm.
it comes to a point where I might let somebody go because I can't let you if I'm sensing something negative, I can't
Okay.
have that negativity on my crown. I can't have that negativity around here, around the precious.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't do that, not around the hair.
Yeah,
It's really
absolutely.
important. And so sometimes I've cut ties with situations and hairdressers. You laughing because he knows, he knows,
Yeah.
he
It's
knows.
it's 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 true. And you know what? You have to follow your spirit. That's what I always say because
It's been a journey.
you're going to know hairstylist, friend, no matter what situation you're in. If you feel that disconnect, then it's time because we have to understand there's a time season for everything. When God say move, you got to move
Correct.
or
Correct.
he'll move you.
Or he will move you.
And when he
Yes.
does it, sometimes it's not how you want it to be done.
No, 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 no. You know, it just reminded me of Samson in the Bible when they say the
Mhm.
strength was in his hair. You know,
Mhm.
I just believe that, you know, there's a connection there that is just deeper than we really understand. My hair is my glory. And I know men
Yes.
people say the women's hair their glory, but I believe hair is glory for
Oh,
everyone.
for anybody,
And for
everybody.
everyone, it goes back to what you
Everybody.
guys were saying. You
Yeah.
know, hey, your
Mhm.
hair, when you feel your hair thinning, you feel it deep.
Yeah,
You know, you
you
feel
do.
like something just hurt you. You know,
Yeah,
or so it's like you say, it's more than just hair. It's
it's it's
more
it's
than
it's
that.
more than that. It really, 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 really is. It's it's just amazing, especially like when you're ready for a fresh start and you say, "Okay, I'm gonna cut everything," and you let all of that go. You feel the
Ooh,
weight that is lifted up off of you.
ooh,
You
wow.
you you really do. And I know that, you can agree, you can disagree. It's okay. This is just my view on things and what I've seen and what I've experienced myself. Every time you break up with somebody, here goes the buzzer, hair off. Or if you don't want to cut the hair, you go, you get it washed, you get it trimmed, you get it color, and you come out feeling like $1 million.
You only can wallow in things for so long. You got to shake it off.
Yes.
It's time for a renewing and
Yes.
a refreshing. And it's
Yes,
like
it
a
is.
refreshing.
It
You do
really
who
is.
dis?
And and it's funny with here because it's okay. You're home, your hair is not done. You're wearing your baggy sweats, your stained up t-shirt. You decide I'm gonna make my hair appointment. You go, you make your hair appointment in your stained up t-shirt, sweatpants, and you come out and you're like, wow, okay, I'm going somewhere tonight. You go home, you pick out your best outfit.
Period.
You look so you can't tell me that it's not refreshing. It's liberating.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. I absolutely love getting my hair done. I love hair day. I love it a lot more now that I'm not spending hours and hours putting braids in and taking braids
Mhm,
out.
mhm, mhm.
Although I love my braids and my twists. I love that time of my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. They're
The
supposed to be protective, right?
Yes, can we talk about that, the protective styles, because I am definitely seeing what protective styles did to my hair and follicles and stuff, and there's a lot of us out there that are using these protective styles, and I kind of want to say no shade. You do what you do for your hair. I want to say that.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
You choose to relax, you choose to weave, you choose to color, you choose to bleach, you choose to cut, you do what you do to your hair. But
Mhm.
there are some things that we are doing to our hair that we think is protecting it, and
But
it's
it's
actually not. So can you talk a little bit, speak to that a little bit, just so that everybody is on the same page, and then you can want everyone to make informed decisions. You know what I mean?
yeah. So what came to memory as we're talking about that? It's a myth. I'm going to throw it in there. When I was younger and that scenario that I told you about where my aunt was telling me that it could have been a little bit tighter. Yeah, I agree with her. But back then too, How much tighter are you talking about?
Thank you.
Because back then it was, oh, the tighter the better. It lasts longer. No, you're damaging your hair follicle.
Yes.
There is no way your hair is supposed to be that tight that you can't even sleep. And
Right.
if it is, then you need to reach out to your stylist.
Mm,
And you need to let them know so they can adjust it for you.
mm. I like that.
Because at the end of the day, you taking Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever Percocet, whatever pain medication you decide that you're taking to relieve the tension off your hair, you're
The perk.
damaging the follicle
Get a little perk
at the
in
end
the
of the
Yeah.
back.
day. And it doesn't do anything because I tried all of that back then with all of that. That don't do anything. Going in the shower, wetting your head with cold water, that's not doing anything. That
You're
thing needs to
damaging
be
your hair.
loosened up.
You're
You
damaging
Um,
your
damage
hair.
yours.
Yes. And not only that, I remember as a kid, my mom, she would braid our hair. We'll wear it for a month and a half, take it out. We're wearing these, I like to call them, well, nowadays they call them the pop smoke braids. You know, the part in the middle with the hair coming down.
Yes, yes,
You get
yes.
those braids, or you get the ones, the corn braid with the hair, natural hair, not extension now. Because the extension is you're braiding it, it does cut into the hair. So it's not really protecting the hair.
Okay.
Yes, they putting products on it to coat it and stuff like that. But just think about when you keep on rubbing something in the same spot. Eventually it's going to break down. So
Hmm.
now you not only have split ends at the end of your hair, but you have it going all the way up as well. Braids do cause that. That's why sometimes and I know Nicole could attest to this, when you're young and you have your relaxed hair, right? And you get it washed, roll a set, because that's how they used to do it back then. Wash, roll a set, wrap, comb out. Sometimes you'll have the little small pieces, short pieces of hair sticking up going around. That comes from the braiding too tight. Also, when you do the weave and you leave out a little part, flat iron in the hair.
Hmm.
So weave and stuff like that, to me, the way my mom did it for us was the best. You do it this month, 6 weeks, 2 months, however, you take it out, you get a break. Then, if you want to do it again, you do it again. We've gotten into the habit with the protective hairstyle where we're taking care of the braids more than we're taking care of our hair. We're taking care of the wigs more than we're taking care of our hair. The weaves, all those other stuff. You're adding oil to it, you're washing it. What about your hair? I don't have a problem if you want to wear your wig, but now they have glueless wig. Because you're saying the wig is protecting you, but yet it's taking out your edges.
Right.
Now you got to go tattoo on your edges. Or better
Mm,
yet, from something that was supposed to be protecting you, now you got to go see a doctor
Right.
because now you want to do a transplant to put in at your front of your hair or anywhere. My thing is anything can cause that kind of damage health wise and stuff like that. But there's also ways of protecting it. Real protective hairstyle, meaning you like your wig, get the glueless wigs. Go get somebody to wash, treat your hair if you can't do it yourself at home. Wash, treat, braid down, put your wig on if you have to every week, once a month. However, oil your scalp, massage your scalp. That's protective right there.
Take care of your own hair
Taking care of your hair
while you are using that
while you
protective
have your
covering.
wig on or any hairstyle that you want to have on. but especially the wigs, because nowadays those are what's doing more of damage. Again, I'm not against it.
Right.
I choose natural because I don't like those things. I never did. One of the questions I asked my mom one day when she relaxed my hair was, "Why would you relax my hair without my permission?" At the end of the day, yeah, I'm your child and you can do what you want once I'm still under your roof and stuff like that. But I feel like my hair should have been a decision that I should have made, just like my piercings, even though I like my piercings now. But I feel like that was something that she should have made me decide to do. She relaxed my hair at a very young age. And I know a lot of us have those same stories.
Mhm.
Right.
So now I had a relaxer so young. I got scar and I have all these things. And when I asked her, I said, "Why did you do it?" Oh, it was what everybody was doing at the time.
Right.
But yet you want to turn around and ask me if my friend is going to jump off of a bridge if I'm going to follow my friend. But you're following the crowd. So a lot of us is following the crowd
Following the crowd to do
to
things.
do
Mm.
these things, and we're overdoing it and we're putting more
Right.
into these things that are damaging us, that later on we're the ones that's feeling bad about it.
And I had to get to that point, Anne Marie, of saying with the relaxers, and a lot of it came from our own child, our own two girls, just children, the youngest and the middle child deciding they didn't want relaxers. They wanted to move towards natural hair. And it became a bigger conversation in our house and came to an understanding of I keep relaxing my hair to get it to do something that it's never going to do. And at the same time that I'm doing this, I'm damaging my
You
own
are.
hair instead of embracing
Mm-hmm,
what my
mm-hmm,
natural hair can do
mm-hmm,
in its own
mm-hmm.
state.
Yeah. And what I've experienced is that when I was getting my relaxers, my hair would get to about here and then all of a sudden it just start breaking off. Once it gets to my show, everything just start breaking off and then I have to cut it and start over. When I went natural, all of a sudden I didn't have that issue anymore.
Mm.
It was growing. And then even the people that I've serviced over the years, the people that I see doing less to their hair is the people here that's flourishing the most. The people that's doing too much to their hair is the ones that's having all these problems.
Talk, sister.
And then you have the in between one that has a lot of health issues. Like if you suffer from anemia, that's going to cause breakage as well. Um, Iron deficiency. When it comes to like lupus, thyroid issue, women when we start going through our menopause, stress in general. Some of us when
Yes.
our husbands or our spouse stresses out.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
So, but the ones I'm talking about is the ones that were healthy and we're doing all these things that is harmful to our hair, and we're not even getting to know our hair the way we really should or take care of it. And I do get it that a lot of us, again, we had to blend in. We had to survive, and at this point in time, I feel like we're beyond that now. We're supposed to be able to wear our hair, love our hair, embracing who we are.
Yes,
Cause
I
it's
agree.
that's
I
where we're
love
at.
Agree.
it.
I love hair. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I love hair. My
Mhm.
mom, from a kid, my mom used to braid my hair as a
Mhm.
kid. And
Mhm.
we had my brother and I, we had long hair. Nicole will tell
Mhm.
you, we had my brother and I, we had long hair.
Mhm.
And mom would
Mhm.
braid it, grease it, part it in different things and do what
Mhm.
she needed to do because she didn't have girls. So
Mhm.
she took that time in our hair. So
Mhm.
as we got older and parents get into church and get into religion and things like that, they're saying like men should have short hair, and so that's when they cut all our hair off.
Mhm.
And but for me, hair has always been something I felt I should have. And
Mhm.
even to this is part of my journey where in the early 2000s, I'm coming to a point of saying, I want hair. I feel better with hair. I want hair.
Mhm.
And I had been conditioned that as a young black man in the construction field,
Mhm.
trying to make my way in there, that I had to trim my beard a certain
Mhm.
way, I had to cut my hair a
Mhm.
certain way to
Mhm.
fit in, to be
Mhm.
respected, that
Mhm.
this is where I'm going. And it
Mhm.
hasn't been to this last 10 years where I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't care what society think or what everybody else think I should do. I'm going to do me. And
Mhm.
doing me allowed me to go back to allow my hair to grow. And I felt
Mhm.
the calling to come over to Laos. And I'm
Mhm.
with you. I do less with my hair now than
Mhm.
I've ever done in my whole entire life.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's you're right. We give it the washing, we cleanse it, we do the things, we oil it like we're supposed to, we treat it right, we love on
Mhm.
it, and it loves us
Mhm.
back
Yes, it
because it loves
does.
us back because the way we feel about ourselves, the way we see
Mhm.
things, and the way
Mhm.
we can smile and like, oh my God, how you know my
Yes,
hair could be this low?
absolutely. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
all these beautiful things that
Yeah,
come about your
absolutely.
hair as you be
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, and I want to say like I love what you and Nicole do because you guys incorporate the inner part of it, which is the nutrients,
Mm,
the juicing, you do the healthy eating, water, keeping up with your water intake. Yeah, what you put in is going to come out and it comes out in this
yes,
as well.
yes.
So we can't be eating and putting in anything in our body and expect our hair to flourish. And your my hair is flourishing. You're over there looking at me all side eye because yours is not. When you it's a choice.
It's a
You have
choice.
a choice to do what you need to do so your hair could flourish. I'm doing what I need to do so mine can flourish.
And be
And
you.
it's yeah, you have to be you. That's what I'm learning honestly. You have to be able to be you, accept you for you, and know I am going to get to know my hair, what my hair like from what my hair don't like. And another question I got to ask myself, do I have scalp problem? Is it really just
Mm.
dandruff? Because what I can be taking as dandruff could be something else, and that something else can also lead to hair loss. So it's so much, and this conversation ain't just happen overnight. This conversation has been going on for a while now, and for us in our community, we're at the top for hair loss because of what we
Yes,
do. The other
yes.
races, yeah, they wear, they weave, they do all the other stuff, but we have to be able to come with more intentions when it comes to our hair care.
Not just for us, Marie, but
Oh,
we've
sorry.
talked
For the other, yeah.
not no 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 not
Uh-huh.
just for us as as individuals, but for our children,
Children. Oh,
because
yes,
we are
yes,
doing
yes.
too much to
Mm-hmm.
our children's hair. And just like you
Yes.
said, we started relaxing at a young age. We're also
Yes.
weaving at a very young age without the intention, like you just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
understanding why are we doing this
Yeah.
and what is that going to cause 10 years down the line, 20
Yes.
years down the line, when
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
child is no longer under our roof? What have we already done to impact
Mm-hmm.
their hair?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Repeating
And
cycles.
and repeated cycles that needs to stop when it comes to our hair care because it's it's sentimental again. Sitting in your living room, sitting between your mother's leg on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning, whichever day of the weekend that your mom used to do your hair, the TV
Yes,
on, watching,
yes.
because my thing was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, X-Men, Captain Planet. We're sitting there getting the hair done. conversations that is going on. It for women. I'm sorry, John. For women, it's a bonding experience with our daughters.
I
It
believe it.
really is. Whether it's you're sitting in the living room between your mother leg and when you put your hand up and the comb come down on your knuckles, or you're not holding your head still and you get that,
I
The
it's
can
a
understand to
bonding
a
low-key
degree. I do
abuse.
experience.
The
understand.
low-key sweet abuse.
I
Yes.
do.
Wait.
I do to a degree. More. You got the grease can in your hand to hold the grease for her. I used to do that, and I remember those days. I remember that
Yeah.
time and the energy. You're right. There was
Yeah.
something special about it. Even when
It
I went
was.
over to Lops and Nicole used to do my hair, and I used to sit between her legs, and she used to do my grease, my scalp, and they would like. It
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of that time, but at the same time, it
Mm-hmm.
was a bonding between us. But she'll tell you
Yes.
for a long time, I wouldn't let nobody touch this hair but her or my sister. And
Yeah.
because it is an intimate thing. The hair
It
is
is. It is
intimate.
very intimate.
There is a relationship that is bonding between you and your hairstylist or you and your
Yes, it
loctician.
is.
There is a relationship that's there, and I'm not trying to compare it to your marriage, but I I work out of town. I refuse to let anybody touch my hair but you. You
Yeah.
know?
But at the end of the day, it is a relationship. It's a
Yes.
client stylist relationship. It's
Yes.
a
Yes.
relationship, and we have to start learning how to honor relationships again because we don't. That's
Yes.
another thing.
Yeah, these fly by
Well,
nights and things.
So it is a
No.
client stylist relationship.
I like
so
that word.
let's talk about that because that's really our last point for this episode. You've mentioned to us it's important to get a consultation. If you're
Yes, it
going to a
is.
new person, you're not only should you get a consultation, but what else should people consider when going to a new salon or new treatments for their hair? What should be on your mind when you're like, okay, I need to find a new stylist?
Is this the right stylist for me? And it's
Mm.
it's 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 no it's no disrespect because people come in our lives for many different reasons. And we have to remember that you're not going to connect with every and everybody. You want to find you a stylist that you can connect with. That way you don't have to cheer hop because cheer hopping
Mm.
is not good. It is not good. Having too many hands playing up in your hair is not good. Like one thing that I do, once you're a regular, and I know you and John have seen this, I get to know your hair. And if I see something, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is new.
Right.
Why does it look thin here, thinner than the last time? I'm going to say it to you. Oh, it's getting thicker. I'm going to point those things out because these are things that you need to know that mean whatever you're doing at home, because that's why I teach a lot. Whatever you're doing at home is working because I do my part. I wash you, I treat you, I do your retwist, and then I teach you how to take care of your hair at home.
Yes. I
So
believe
you
that.
have to develop a relationship with someone who is going to do those
To do
things.
all of those things for you. And when you're also in the consultation, besides the connection, you also want to find out the history, the work history of the person. Portfolio. A lot of people like to see portfolio and stuff like that. So yeah. And then also what you should have already been doing your research. So you have a list of questions in your hand to ask. It's important to ask all the right questions. That's how you choose your loctician. It's almost like dating somebody.
Yes.
Your loctician or your hairstylist is asking you questions, you're asking them questions. And that's how you're going to find the right person for you. And
Yes.
that's just the truth. And not only that too, In the consultation, you also have to be upfront about your lifestyle.
Yes.
Meaning, if you have an active lifestyle, like you play sports, you're swimming, um, anything of that sort, or if you also know if you have any scalp condition,
Scalp
it's
conditions.
important because the same product that I use on someone that don't have scalp condition, I cannot use on you. It's going to make your situation worse. So you should have an idea if you have seborrheic dermatitis, if you have eczema, any of those type of stuff.
Should you also be
Yes.
talking about your hair history, what you've done to your
Yes,
hair?
it's very important because what I find is that a lot of people don't. I don't want to say that they don't know their hair history. They're not honest about it. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not good either because that doesn't help us. um yeah, we have the qualifications to do what we're doing, but we don't know your history. It's just like when you go into the doctor office for the first time, they're
Right.
asking you about your health history because that's how they're going to be able to treat you properly. So
Correct.
if we don't know your full history, hair history, well, it don't have to be full because hair is something that you cut off and then it start over. um but you still have to know what, okay, if you had it colored, what color did the last stylist use? The stylist shouldn't have a problem with telling you what the color. I don't. If I'm using the color here, take a picture. This is what I used on you. Because you might not come back to me. You might go to somebody else. And you knowing what was used in your hair can actually help that stylist, and it also prevent damage to your hair or future
Right.
damage
Right.
because the stylist knows how to handle the situation. But if we don't, then we're playing a guessing game.
Right. I like that. I like that.
Like some people, they'll come, have you colored your hair before? No, I've never colored my hair. Okay, so then we move on with the color. Then you have the rainbow pulling out of their hair. I thought you never colored your hair before. Oh, that was a long time ago. Color don't go anywhere. The bleach doesn't go anywhere. The relaxer doesn't go anywhere. The perm doesn't go anywhere. The only way for you to fully get it out of your hair is to cut it off. Because once you open the cuticle and you start depositing things in there, the only way to get it out.
Mm.
It absorbs.
Yes. It's
Mm,
it does, and
Okay.
it stays behind. So yeah, it's a lot.
mm.
Marie, you have really given us so much to think about, and I know I want us to end this conversation here because we're going to do a whole other conversation
Oh yes.
just about locks and that because that's its own thing that
It's its own thing,
it's its
yeah.
own thing. So
But it's
I
still
want us,
hair.
but it's still hair. But I
Yeah.
want to thank you. Before we
Mhm.
close up, is there anything you want to say? And
I feel that we covered a lot of information, and thank you guys. It's an honor. It really is. And I'm excited. I've been anticipating this, and thank you.
no
You're
problem.
truly welcome, and you are worthy of this time because you have really been a blessing to us. I remember us looking for a loctician, Nicole looking for a loctician, and she researched you and she followed you.
Mhm.
So she's on Instagram for you guys. It'll be in the link. Um, she does amazing work. She's very people and spiritual field, which means she's connected to what she do, and that's what was important to me was the connection to the hair and
Mhm.
not just hair but to nature itself. Because we're all one living organism that's sharing this here beautiful earth from plants, animals to humans, and I'm looking forward to the next one because that's my journey. I'm on a lock journey. And for you ones that are not on a lock journey, that's interested in lock journey, please pay attention to that next one because I'm telling you, it was a life-changing experience for me when I went over the locks. And I'd like to talk about that more next time.
Yes, we'll talk about it, and then I can tell my story of what led me to become a loctician.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And
So
So
we'll talk about that. So it will all coincide in with locks.
thank
awesome.
you.
You guys, thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us
You're welcome,
today. And thank
Nicole.
all of our listeners for joining us. And we are wishing you the best. Be well and stay tuned for our next episode. Bye, all.
Okay, bye.
The information and opinions that are expressed on this podcast are for education, information, and entertainment purposes only. The information is not intended as medical, psychiatric, or psychological advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult with a personal physician or other healthcare professional for your own specific mental and/or physical healthcare concerns. No physician-patient or counselor-client relationship is created by listening to or watching this program. Do not avoid or delay seeking medical advice or attention from your healthcare provider because of something you learned about on this program.